Hello, everybody. Anthony Calhoun. We are live here on Radio Row, day number 3 of our big game-bound coverage here on all the Nexstar Nation's websites. So glad to have you here with us this afternoon. And, man, I tell you what, we're getting closer and closer to the big game between the Patriots and the Rams. Of course, I'm representing Wish TV out of Indianapolis, and my sidekick here, like every day, JB Buno from our WFLA station out of Tampa. JB, great to be with you as always, man. And, man, what a great couple of days we've had here. But as we look around here on Radio Row, I mean, it is crazy. Look at the scene here on Radio Row. I mean, it is massive right now. So many stations here, reporters. You talk about former players, some former coaches here as well. This is the place to be if you want to get a pulse of the NFL, JB.
It's really been incredible, and we've been talking about our favorite halftime show ever. We're going to talk about that, I think, a little bit later on, AC, but we want to talk about Rams, Patriots. I'm getting pumped. Now that it's Wednesday and all this media, take a look. All this media is descending here on Radio Row. It's starting to get real, right? We're starting to get really excited for the game because we know that football is just 5 days away.
Yeah,
I'm sure you are too.
Yeah, I'm pumped about it. You know, you mentioned our hot topic. So yesterday, one of our topics the big topic was Tom Brady. Is he the greatest of all time? Well, we had a good debate about that. It all started with Chris Sims on Monday, and I think the majority feel like he is the greatest quarterback of all time. Well, today's hot topic, the buzz we're talking about, is your favorite halftime show performance ever. That is the hot topic. So we want to hear from you. Check us out, social media. Big Game Bound is the hashtag. Big Game Bound's the place to go. Give us your thoughts of who you think is the favorite halftime show performance you've ever seen on television. I've got my opinion. I'll share that with you right here on Big Game Bound. Of course, we're going all the way to the bottom of the hour. Now, you know, JB, you talked about this matchup. We got the Patriots and the Rams. And when you look at the situation for the Rams, obviously the young guys, because you got Jared Goff, the 24-year-old quarterback. You got their superstar head coach and Sean McVay taking on the veterans and, yes, the dynasty of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. And so we have the story that's been the talk of the week, age versus youth. Let's take a look. Let's start with the coaches. The Patriots, Bill Belichick, 66 years old. The Rams, Sean McVay, just 33. Belichick going for his 6th Super Bowl title. McVay, the youngest ever to coach in the Super Bowl. Both are great minds of the game and both ready to take home the Vince Lombardi Trophy.
Obviously, a lot of attention has been paid on your age, 33, getting to this big stage.
Is that right? I didn't hear that. We're solely focused on trying to win the game against an excellent football team that's been doing it as well as anybody over the last handful of years.
Sean, as head coach, obviously is responsible for the overall team. He's done a great job, and they're a very good football team in all 3 phases of the game.
And then there are the quarterbacks. The Patriots, Tom Brady, 41 years of age, and maybe the greatest of all time. And for the Rams, Jared Goff at 24 was just 7 years old when Brady won his first Super Bowl.
My role is to play quarterback, and that's where my energy is focused. So that's probably the only thing I could do well for this team is play quarterback.
He's a tremendous player and a guy that I've got so much respect for, being able to do it for so long. But I'll be looking forward to playing their defense, and I'm sure he will be looking forward to playing ours.
All right, we're back here live here on Radio Row. Just heard there from those two teams, of course, those stars on those teams, talking about Super Bowl 53, and the scene here is just awesome. I mean, I tell you, this is the place to be if you're coming down for the Super Bowl. If you're not here, just sit back and relax, because we can give you everything that's going on with the NFL and the pulse of this great city of Atlanta. I want to bring in now a face I know you all know this face, my good friend Sage Steele, who's the lead anchor for ESPN Sports Center. You see her every night in prime time, if you will, 6 o'clock on ESPN. Great seeing you,
buddy.
as
Good
always.
To see you. We go way back.
We do go way back. Of course, she was part of the Nexstar Nation. Obviously, she worked at Wish TV in Indianapolis, and then I actually replaced you back then.
They upgraded.
We feel old, don't we?
They upgraded. Yeah, because you've been there 20 years,
I know,
right?
That's a long time, yeah.
I mean, I left in 98.
That's a long time.
Wow.
Long time. Okay, so look, we know you're here covering the Super Bowl. You're very busy, and we appreciate you taking the time to join us here throughout Next Star Nation here on Big Game Bound. You know, everyone's talking about the Patriots, and they should be.
Yeah.
They've been here, done it before. Can they win another? Do you think they'll win another one on Sunday? The Patriots.
I usually wait until like that morning to go in on it.
Okay.
Like so many things change just by listening to interviews and what they're saying. And I hope not. I mean, probably because I live in New England and that's all I hear about. And that's actually not the truth. I have more respect for the Patriots franchise now than ever before, based on the AFC Championship game and what happened in that game and how they did it. I just like change. I like youth, and that's exactly what the Rams are. So my heart says Rams. My head hasn't decided.
Okay, we'll give you some of that. But give me your thoughts on just what you've seen from Tom Brady. I mean, it has been remarkable.
It's incredible.
41 years old to do what he's been
which is quite humbling for all of us. I'm like, okay, I was at the beach a couple weeks ago on a trip and playing Beach Olympics, and I pulled my hamstring trying to pour water in a cup from this. So this man's playing football, and he's in his 40s just like me, so it's kind of humbling. I've never had more appreciation for him based on what he's done, how he's done it. Anytime something comes his way, adversity-wise, Deflategate, you name it. What does he do? He says, take that. And he does it at an even more impressive level. To me, that overtime drive against the Chiefs, converting 3 3rd and 10s, it's insane. And like when they got the ball at the end of regulation with 2 minutes left, I was like, it's over. We're going to overtime. Like, it's over. You just have to assume he's going to get it done. He is, to me, the GOAT, period.
The greatest, no debate. Because we had Chris Sims on our show on Monday here on Big Game Bound, and he said that he's not sure, maybe in the top 5. I mean, because he was talking about, the point he was making was, do you think his dad, he said, Phil Sims, do you think his dad is better than Dan Marino because he has 2 Super Bowls?
I don't care about those numbers. Obviously, at some point when you're at your 9th and you could win your 6th, you have to look at those numbers. But to me, it's because of it doesn't seem to matter which 5'10" no-name receiver you plug in. And what happens? Look what he does, and you know what play is coming, and you still can't stop it. So to me, it's what he's able to do. No matter who is around him, he gets in the buy-in of the system. His leadership is a huge intangible that I don't think people talk enough about.
All right, so we're here talking to Sage Steele from ESPN. Sage, you look around here in this place here, this Radio Row.
I don't usually come here.
You really feel privileged. And why don't you come here? Because it's an awesome scene here.
It is.
But you've been stopped already like 9 times since you got
Well,
over here.
it's because I don't get out that much. I mean, I'll do NBA Finals and World Series. But overall, to have everybody in one place, because not everybody covers the World Series, right? Everybody's here for this. I haven't seen people in years. I mean, I'm like, oh my God, Merrill Hodge used to work with Merrill at ESPN. He's over there. I can't wait. So it's so fun, but I wasn't quite prepared for how massive it is.
Yeah, it's striking when you come in here, but it also lets you know that, like, man, this is a pretty important event, and it's amazing how, you say what you want to say, and we know the NFL has its issues at times, like any league in this country, but to have 53 million people tuning in for an AFC Championship game, there is no doubt people still love this game, and they love the Super Bowl.
And think about how far we've come in this season. It's from the beginning of the season, when all people wanted to talk about was the anthem and the protests.
That's right, yeah.
And now look, it's almost like it's forgotten. And because at the end of the day, to me, that's why I wanted to be a sportscaster. This is an escape sports, an escape from reality. And so everybody puts everything aside here, and look, and you're talking about the greatest teams in their sport. Obviously, only 2 can get here. And the entire world watching. It's insane. That's why I'll never take this for granted. It's an honor to be able to cover it.
Yeah, well, you do such a wonderful job reporting for ESPN. So let me talk about the Rams, and they got a pretty legit head coach in Sean McVay. And it's amazing because a lot of folks don't realize this, but I mean, granted, we know he's the youngest coach ever to coach in the Super Bowl, but his mind and his thought process and the fact that he's got like a photographic memory
that ticks me off.
Take us through about him, what he's able to do.
Excuse me, it really makes me mad because my brain is the opposite, and I have to read things. Actually, it's something I'll get into more in my book someday. I don't know when.
We know you have a book,
I don't. I'm hoping. I struggle every day of my life, whether it's at work with stats or whether it's, remembering little things at home or as a mother. I can't remember anything. The fact that I'm doing this for a living is insane. But I'm envious of people like Sean McVay and Patrick Mahomes. Because they are able to retain that info. But most importantly, his energy. I would run through a wall for that guy. I would. I would love to work for him. Although I'd be like, you're half my age, whatever. But I love what he brings, and you can see these guys have completely bought in. It's funny, and now it's like a copycat league, and you're trying to bring in a Cliff Kingsbury and some of these other younger guys up in Green Bay who are under 40, whatever. I think that we probably are taking for granted how talented he truly is. Yes, X's and O's, but some of the intangibles.
We know you covered so many events over the years in your career. What's your favorite event to cover? I know you were big with the NBA. But
NBA finals to me are so special. But then it stinks when it only goes 4 games like last year. And I'm like, I want to go home. But let's go 7 every time. Hopefully this year will be the 3rd year I cover the Masters. And it's kind of out of my wheelhouse, so that was a little intimidating. And I'm trying. I'm trying to get better at golf. I'm trying.
You're doing it right.
I'm trying.
You're okay.
But it's so opposite of this football, rabid fans, and you've got your golf clap. But just the pristine course, like everything, that was pretty awesome. I don't know. I can't really narrow it down. The World Series. So I covered that Cubs Indians. And as a Cubs fan,
Cubs fans,
for that to be my first World Series, and then I'm on the field post game. My husband's at home crying, cussing at me because he couldn't, because he wasn't there, and he's lifelong time. I don't know. I don't know that I can pick one, because every time, and I mean this. I remember being at the NBA Finals the first year LeBron was back in Cleveland, and 90 seconds before going on ABC, and I sat back, and it was deafening. And I had Dwayne Wade to my right, and Doug Collins and Jalen Rose, and I remember I got emotional. I was like, wait, my makeup looks good, I can't cry now, but it was like, what a privilege to be here when the world is watching. Every event I'm at I love, but to me, I don't know. I'll think about that.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
But you guys, you've been fortunate. Okay, so look, so here's the deal. Our hot topic today we're talking about is your favorite of all time halftime show. Okay, so JB said his favorite was Prince when the Colts won.
Insane.
Miami. That was awesome. It was Purple Rain. It started raining.
And it was raining.
Right?
He
loved that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your favorite of all time?
Well, I mean, I think more recent history. I'm such a Bruno Mars fan.
Bruno Mars.
I love Bruno.
Okay, yes, that was JB's second, I believe.
Number 2, and with Red Hot Chili Peppers, because then he was back 2 years later, I think, with Beyonce. But him with when the world fully appreciated the gifts of Bruno Mars. Which I think he's at a party here on Saturday somewhere. I gotta find some hookups. I gotta get in. I mean, sometimes I combine it with like National Anthem, which is totally different, but Whitney. You know what I mean?
All right, so Bruno Mars is your pick.
Yeah, I think Bruno Mars.
Okay, so
although Justin Timberlake is my one, like as
that was last year.
And it wasn't great, but he is the one guy, like the one that I would pass out to meet. So I love Bruno, but JT is mine.
JT, okay. So JB, I know we've been getting some comments from folks on social media going to Big Game Bound. Any comments about favorite performance, my man?
We do have a couple of comments here. We're using the Big Game Bound hashtag, and they pertain to the hot topic of the day, that being your favorite halftime show ever. Kathy Smith tweeted Big Game Bound. She said Bruno Mars is her favorite.
Yeah, okay.
Kathy's smart.
That it's Bruno Mars. And then Nathan Royce Banks says that it's Bruno and Beyonce.
So that was in 16, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So look, that's okay. So I'll just reveal mine now. I was gonna have everybody wait.
What's yours?
I'm surprised that we have more comments about this. So mine goes back to 1993. MJ, Michael Jackson.
See,
I got to go back. That performance.
Recent history. That's not recent, but yes.
I didn't say recent history.
I did. You're right. Yeah, I screwed that up.
That performance was unbelievable.
No, you're right.
I mean, he sat there for like a minute and just waited and paused, and all of a sudden he starts in jam, right? Right. And we got some more comments. What else we got? What else?
You win.
All right. What else we got, JB?
We have some more from Facebook. Tiffany Grant from Arkansas says that it's Prince. Who else could perform like that in the pouring rain, not just singing, but wailing on that guitar? Andrew from Massachusetts, the football game is the spectacle, so not big on the halftime show. Let's see here. Yeah, Marsha from Kansas. Timberlake, Justin Timberlake, or Michael Jackson. Judy from New York. Tom Petty, without a doubt. Tom Petty
How about
and the
Aerosmith?
Heartbreakers.
Aerosmith. Anybody like an Aerosmith?
Yeah.
Was he with
And
like
then Sherry
Britney?
from Tennessee with some Bruce Springsteen love here as well.
Okay.
Which is good, but it depends on your music style, probably, your taste.
So
but
are you saying Bruno or are you saying Michael Jackson now?
no one can beat Michael Jackson.
Okay. Yeah, he was pretty. That's
Yeah,
pretty legit.
I mean, I'd have to actually go watch them
Pasadena-
again. But like
Pasadena, California.
pyrotechnics, like all that has changed. Choreography, all that has changed, but it's still Michael. Good
And
job.
by the way, he was the first entertainer ever to have higher ratings for halftime than the game. He was the first performer to do
Are you
that.
kidding?
No, I'm serious. Yeah, the ratings were higher.
I want to
when he came
say,
on, yeah.
I thought
But
last year
that-
there was like JT at 106 million.
But that broke. That was during that time. He was the first artist to do that. Yeah. Okay. Before we let you get out of here, I know folks obviously watch Sage Steele on ESPN. What is it like for you, your job, and just how hectic can it be? But I know you're having the time of your life.
Well,
right?
and as you know, this was my dream job. This is what I set out to do when I was 12 years old. I said I want to be a sportscaster, and then I want to do it at ESPN. And the fact that I'm doing exactly like when I was at IU, Indiana University. Thank you. I said I'm going to be that person. I'm going to be Robin Roberts, Linda Cohn.
Leslie
Dan Patrick,
Leslie Visser,
but people who have hosted SportsCenter, I was like, that's me. And the fact that I'm doing it is humbling. The 6 p.m. show is the most stress I've ever had in my career, almost. It's because of the time of day, and it's the 6, and there's all of that. But I thrive off of that chaos. There's always breaking news. I love it. I truly believe that there's nothing else I could do in life as a career. There's nothing else I could do now because I need the adrenaline without jumping out of an airplane. And this, I am so blessed. The stress, the pressure is a ton, and that's self-inflicted. But if I lose that, then I know I got to get out because there's too many good people who would take my job in a New York minute, and you can never lose your reason for why you wanted to do it. And I'm pretty lucky.
Awesome. Well, wait, it's been a pleasure having you on the
Thank
show.
you.
Great
to see you.
Great to
As
see
always.
Sage Steele. I know her schedule.
Representing Indianapolis.
Her schedule
Thank
is
you.
always busy, and for you to take the time to
No,
join us here on
thank
Big
you
Game
for
Bound
having me.
means the world to me. We got your good friend Tony Dungy joining us on Friday.
You do?
So that's gonna be fun. Yeah. Okay.
Give him a hug for me. I'll probably miss him. Okay.
Sage,
Thank
let's
you.
get out of
Thank
here.
you, thank you.
The great Sage Steele. Always great to have her and talk to my friend here on Big Game Bound. JB, she know you're from Tampa. She has a connection with you, man. I know you're at WFLA. She actually worked in Tampa when she left from Indy. So she was covering Tony Dungy and stuff like that. One of the best in the business. All right, folks. So here's the deal now. We still want to hear from you. Let us know your favorite halftime show ever for the Super Bowl. Maroon 5, of course, will be performing this year for the Super Bowl. Looking forward to their performance. But we're going to talk some great items for you here on Big Game Bound. Some charitable items that you can possibly take part in and check out. We're going to bring in here to our show right now David Hunt. David, if you can jump on in here. He's from Hunt Auction Items, his company here. We'll bring him in right over to the side here. We'll let Sage break away. Come on in here, my man. Thanks so much for joining us. Grab a seat right here. Yeah, no problem. And so this is one of the coolest items going. Take the folks through here on Big Game Bound what this is all about, this helmet here.
Well, what's awesome about the event that we do with NFL Auction each year is they sort of bring the things to us from the current teams right off the field, which we've got a couple things with us, but then we get vintage items consigned by either players or collectors or what have you. This person really went to town. I mean, it is over 100 signatures, all Hall of Famers. Wow. And if you think about the effort and time, not even the money portion of it, but just to find all those different people, get them to sign, it's just an incredible piece, really special.
And so you said how many names were on this helmet right
There's
here?
over 100.
Over 100.
All Hall of Famers.
How in the world could you guys even get this accomplished? This is unbelievable.
Well, that's the thing, again, this event has evolved over the decade we've done it into the premier football auction of the year, obviously at the Super Bowl. But what we're proud of is you get collectors, you get players, you get families who wait all year to consign their items to this particular sale. So this gentleman had been working on this for obviously years and years and decided, you know what, I want to pass it on. I want somebody else to have it at this point. So here we are.
Well, that is great. And so there's a great connection here with the NFL. Give me that. And just the NFL. And also for, it's going back to charity as well, right?
Well, that's what's so great about this. I mean, you also have not just the pieces that are consigned by, just people off the street, but we get items right from the NFL. So this is the actual, absolutely. This is the actual flip coin from last year's Super Bowl.
Wow.
And again, it is, if you think about it, if you're an Eagles fan,
and to think about what that means to you, and remember that this was seen by millions, hundreds of millions of people being going in the air, and there you have it. So those pieces come right from NFL Auction, and 100% of those proceeds go to NFL Auction charities. So it's things like Salute to Service, Crucial Catch, all those great causes.
Okay, I know you had the football from last year.
Yeah, we did.
Right? Yeah.
Olivia, the football? Yeah, this is the same. This is the opening kickoff. Yeah, you have it in there. We had the opening kickoff ball from last year as well, which is really cool because, again,
the actual kickoff ball.
That's the actual kickoff ball from last year's Super Bowl. And it'll be interesting to see because I think the most we've ever gotten for one of those is around 5,000 or 6,000, and it's one of the Patriots balls. This one's already over 7,000. So
7,000.
Eagles beat him in the game. They beat him in the they beat him in the bidding too, at least so far. But pretty cool.
What can something like this helmet go for?
That's hard to say because it's so unique. Some of these other pieces we have like a price basis to go by, but a helmet like this could bring 5,000, it could bring 15,000 because it's really more of an experience piece. It's not just like the signatures and that sort of value.
So if obviously this is broadcast throughout the entire USA.
Yeah.
So part of the Next Star Nation, Big Game Bound, and so folks that are watching this right now on our podcast, the website, how can they possibly purchase some of these items? How can they?
What's really cool, obviously if you're down here in the area and you come to the game, come on in. It's at the Super Bowl Experience. We'll be displaying everything there. But if you go to huntauctions.com or NFL Auction, there's a link up there as well. There's hundreds and hundreds of things. And we're talking about some expensive things here. Lots of things that are $200, $500, $700. And in some way, shape, or form, they all benefit NFL Auction charities as well.
And I know you had a helmet. Was it yesterday we saw the MVP helmet?
Yeah,
right? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we've got a helmet signed by the living Super Bowl MVPs. It is incredible, actually, and that's the thing. NFL Auction brings that right to fans. So they're at the Pro Bowl, they're at the Hall of Fame induction, getting these autographs from players. The players are more than happy to donate those signatures because those proceeds are going to charity. So it's just a great event, a lot of fun, and people can get some cool things.
All right, so before we let you get out of here, what's the biggest item that you saw that went for a lot of money?
We have been really blessed over the decades we've done this, work with Major League Baseball, the NFL. We handled Joe DiMaggio's things. Actually, it was interesting enough, including Marilyn Monroe's items. So the merger of those two, and you think about how significant they were back then, their collection, if you will, brought about almost $6 million. So that was
$6 million.
It was just amazing stuff.
Wow.
Amazing.
So does it get to a point where people are like, "Hey, look, I want to give back to charity," so they just donate? Like, how does it all come to fruition?
You know, that's one thing we're very proud of. Obviously, this is a business. We do make money, and so do the people that consign things in certain cases. But our belief has always been there can be a charitable component to almost everything you do. So if you add that layer on, the bidders are happy to do it. It's going to some good causes. The consigners are usually happy because it helps everybody. It really is sort of a win for everybody involved.
Awesome, David. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
I appreciate it so much.
Here.
Thank you so much for
Take
your
care.
time. We'll let you get out of here.
All right.
Of course, Hunt Auctions, and man, he's got some great items right there for you. Outstanding. Thank you, David, so much.
Thanks.
JB, my friend, what did you think? I mean, those are pretty legit, right? They're pretty awesome.
I feel like I'm in the presence of greatness. I mean, it's just so cool to see these items and to know that some of the greatest players to ever play this game that we all love so much, held that helmet. I mean, that was right there on our table. I mean, that is next level awesome. Man.
Okay, so let's take a look at once again. So, you got any more comments coming in, and for the favorite halftime performance ever?
Yeah, we definitely.
Of course, you said you liked Prince. I was a big Michael Jackson guy in 1993 out there in California. What other comments we got?
I love the comment here. I love the comment that just came in a few minutes ago from Kyle Bloyd. The only answer is his royal badness. Prince. Hashtag Big Game Bound. I love it.
Oh, he loved it. Okay. All right, awesome. Well, hey, we've been doing this all week here on Big Game Bound. You know, we have a huge crew here, part of Next Star Nation, covering the Super Bowl for all our stations that you're actually watching on their websites. And so a couple of days ago, we started this on Monday, having those reporters come on Big Game Bound and kind of give you a little feel of what the stories they've been covering, and also help you understand exactly what's taking place down here in Atlanta for the Super Bowl and all the the happenings that are are occurring here in ATL. And so we want to bring onto the show a big game bound Miss Ashley Bridges from our sister station in Augusta. Of course, she's based here in Atlanta, so she really knows what's going on because she is our bureau reporter for all the political scene when it comes to all the Georgia news. Ashley, great seeing you.
Great to see
Thank you so much for coming on Big Game Bound. And so when you knew you got the assignment to cover the Super Bowl, you were thrilled because obviously you know this city from every parts of this city.
Well, I have to say I was thrilled for a number of reasons. I've loved covering Atlanta for the region, sometimes for other states, but I've been so embroiled in politics and this nastiness of a particularly contentious season. And I think it's kind of like what Sage said about football being an escape. You come here, it's positivity, it's people working their hardest, and it's all this fun, crazy, kooky, positive energy culminating in this event that almost everybody in the country loves. So it was a really nice refresh there, and it doesn't hurt that my husband's a Pats fan, so I get to make him super jealous all week.
He's a Pats fan? Oh, he's a Pats fan?
Boston, born and bred.
Oh, wow, that's right. And of course, you went to Harvard, so are you a Patriots fan?
I should toe the line and stay out of this, but would I really be allowed to live in my house if I weren't?
That's right. So she is a Patriots fan, okay? And she's on to someone who covers the Colts, so I can't believe this is actually taking place. So we threw you right in the mix, all right? On Monday night, we had you go to Media Day, and that can always be a wild scene for anybody that's there, especially as a reporter. So you want to set this up, or you want to just... Okay,
so it was really incredible because I've covered the draft before, but the draft's a little less hectic, actually, I think, compared to Media Day. And you get in, and I think I have to brag on UAC for heading up this team because we actually broke the record this year, right?
Yeah, we did.
Did 68 interviews.
Unbelievable.
And they were all over the place.
It's great.
Did it, and you just fist bumped me. Speaking of hands, it was this thing where I'm used to politicians. So before I would just dive in with each player, I would go up and give them a solid handshake before and do that eye contact. Blame it on the political reporting. But I did that, and it actually helped me edge a few people out and get in faster. But when I was doing it, after 4 or 5 of those, I was like, why does my hand hurt? And then I realized, there are just these massive paws. It's basically the equivalent of putting my infant's hand in my own relatively. And then I thought, wait a second, we can play thumb war. It wasn't contrived. It wasn't one of those kitschy things where I came in with the game. It just happened because I thought there's no way I could ever win. And I have to give it to Dwayne Allen, who was a great Clemson player, which I grew up watching.
We know Dwayne,
And then also, obviously, is now with the Pats. He actually tried to give me a little coaching, tried to tell me how to do better. He had a good trick. I still lost. And then I tried to grab from Gronkowski, and I think we have the story coming up to show exactly how that went down and how Gronk turned the tables.
Okay, the Patriots side in here. Take a look.
As the Media Day clock ticks, a dive, not between the pylons, but between the tripods, and a grab for Gronk. A challenge for a final, surely losing epic battle of thumb war with those hands. But he turns the tables. Rock, paper, scissors. Let's watch that again. I throw rock, Gronk goes scissors, but calls for a penalty. So, who wins?
That is unbelievable. How in the world did you pull that off? That's crazy.
So it was funny. After I got there, I was feeling so embarrassed because I wasn't decked out. I wasn't dressed up. All these other female reporters had on 5-inch heels and dresses, and I came in flat shoes and jeans ready to work. So I saw that, and I looked up to Gronk, and there are all these massive network tripods there, and I thought, I'm in pants, I'm in flats, I can dive under. So I dove under the network tripods, crawled up right against, the front of his riser. I just popped up and yelled, "Hey Gronk, the tiny one down here." And it got his attention, and the handlers were actually trying to pull him off. And I said, "Can I please play thumb war with you like I did with your teammate Dwayne Allen?" He goes, "Thumb war? No, we're doing rock, paper, scissors." So then there was some confusion. I went rock, he went scissors. He said, I don't know if you heard him at the end, he said, "Never mind, you cheated, I'm leaving." And he called that penalty. I don't think I did, but I don't know if you want to go. I don't know how you play.
I'm terrible. I'm terrible.
Clearly me too.
I'm terrible, Well, that is good stuff. Hey, before we wrap things up, we've been asking everyone their favorite halftime show ever at the Super Bowl. So he mentioned, JB mentioned that it's for him, it's Prince. Sage said Bruno Mars, but then she changed it to Michael Jackson. I said Michael Jackson quarterbacks in 1993. What about yourself?
So before JB took it, I was originally going to go with Prince. I think that's something, with incorporating the music from Queen, I think it was just so high energy and such a spectacle. But since JB already claimed that, I think there's one that we haven't touched on, which was U2 in 2002.
Yeah.
And doing that post 9/11 to really bring the country back together, to have those names scrolling, and then going into just such an incredible rendition of Where the Streets Have No Name. I think that's a little bit more of a sentimental take, but I think it's a solid one that has to be on the list.
That's awesome. Well, Ashley, thank you so much. Been a part of Big Game Bound. Hey, folks, don't forget, by the way, she will be, you'll see all her reports on this website. We specifically designed her and had her be assigned to be the digital reporter for Next Star Nation here at the Super Bowl. So you're going to see all the reports. She's got reports on the site as we speak right now. More coming up today and throughout the weekend, so please check her out on this website. She's got a lot of great stories for you, a lot of awesome things happening here in Atlanta, so you can get that right here on this website. Before we wrap things up, we got to go back to one more thing here, JB. Any more comments from the favorite halftime show ever?
Yeah, as we were just taking a look there at Radio Row, we are getting a lot of comments from Garrett Strand is the latest.
Yeah.
All right, so he gave us his top 4. I love this top 4.
Top 4, okay.
You ready for this?
Yeah,
all right. Prince, number 1.
Okay.
Paul McCartney, number 2.
Okay.
Springsteen at 3. I love it. Love Springsteen at 3. And then Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars, really a popular pick. He makes Garrett Strand's top 4. And again, remember, all week long, you can use the Big Game Bound hashtag, and we will feature your tweet here on the show.
All right, so we're getting ready to wrap things up. You see here a live look here at Radio Row. Ashley, this place has been packed all week long, especially today, though. We have not seen the crowds like this here on Radio Row. We will be back here, folks, tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. Special guests, everything you need to know about the Super Bowl and what's happening here in Atlanta. We'll have it for you here on Big Game Bound. Then don't forget, coming up on Friday, Tony Dungy, former Hall of Famer, the former Super Bowl winning coach as well. He'll join us here live on Big Game Bound. That's coming up on Friday. Ashley, great seeing you as always. A big thank you to JB, my sidekick here, and Haley, our superstar digital, you call her producer, manager, you name it. She gets it done. Photographer. Big thank you to her as well and the entire team here on Big Game Bound. I'm Anthony Calhoun. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. We will see you back here tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern, as we continue to get one step closer for Super Bowl 53 between the Patriots and the Rams. Have a good day.